Welcome to Business Mentorship, Keepin It Real. My name's Trish Tonai, founder and host for the series, where we feature entrepreneurs and enterprise leaders who participate in shareyourstories.online. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Mia Jerritt, who is an author, a speaker, and a professional coach. In fact, Mia is one of the international speakers that we featured in our workshop series, Invest In Yourself, and she's actually going to talk to us today about how her side hustle she's bringing to the forefront. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Trish.
You know, Mia, it's really been wonderful to collaborate with you over the last few months. And I really thank you very much for participating in the workshop series. And how funny that your topic was how to jumpstart or kickstart your side hustle. And here you are today, you're going to share with us how the pumpkin spice hut has become a new venture for you. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you. Well, first of all, it's a labor of love. And it's named and in honor of our grandbaby, Kiara, who is a little redhead who we've called Pumpkin Spice since she was born. So it just seemed natural that the hut should be called the Pumpkin Spice Hut. And the thinking through COVID was, let's play, let's get creative and play while we have all this time available to us. And so what I had my husband help me do was remove all the grass from the backyard, put in a massive garden so that we could actually have this little hut, an urban stand at the end of our driveway that has bouquets of flowers and vegetables, and then all these other cool things that I wanted to create. Thinking it would be everything I ever could want to teach my grandbaby could be done through the power of a garden, right? Like determination and patience and fertilizing and the soil and watering and hard work and getting up early and all that kind of stuff. The funny thing is she's only a year and a half, so she's completely and utterly of no value to me right now.
So other than inspiration.
Other than the inspiration, yeah. But the coolest thing is, okay, so we've had just crazy weather out here. We went super hot in April and then super cold, and now we're outrageously hot again. So none of my peonies came up, none of my ranunculum came up. Some of my herbs are all gone. I don't know, my peppers are going to come. Anyways, whatever, it doesn't matter. So there's no bouquets this year, which is fine. I'm going to have a lot of carrots. But what ended up coming up was I had all these ideas, these creative ideas I wanted to try out. So making homemade bug spray and making whipped soaps and making citrus cleaning sprays. And that stuff took off. Like it was crazy.
Really?
And it's super fun. Super fun. So I feel like the Pumpkin Spice Hut kind of has its own little vibe going on.
Identity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's kind of
Yes.
teaching me what it is it wants to provide to people, and I'm just kind of going with the flow. Hopefully next year, Kiara will really be able to participate and help me plant the garden and all that kind of stuff. But it's super fun.
I bet it's super fun. So tell me a little bit about, obviously the inspiration, as you mentioned, has come from your grandbaby. And I know that I've seen some wonderful pictures of your carrot top on Instagram, and she's absolutely adorable. But from a business perspective, and now that you've created this identity with this urban hut at the end of your driveway, tell us a little bit about the customers that are coming out and I'm sure sharing their experiences with you about the products that you're providing.
Yeah, everything that I do, I love to do in support of women standing in their beauty and their greatness and
Power,
their
yeah.
wholeness and their
Yeah.
perfection. So a lot of the stuff that I'm creating is to, I feel like I want to remind women you're worth this. This is for
Right.
you. You can, this is all about you. And interestingly, I had a woman reach out to me from Campbell River, which is about 45 minutes north of here. And she's created her own little side hustle during COVID. And it's creating these wellness boxes, wooden crates that are filled with locally made products, all sorts of locally made products. And then she pre-sells them
Cool.
online. And she reached out to me and she's like, hey, I really am interested in your whip soap. She ended up buying my entire product line of whip soaps. I think there's
Wow.
like 44 of them. Like every single one of them. and they went into her big boxes, her little boxes, and then she did an Indigenous workshop last weekend, and she ended up putting them all in her boxes for the Indigenous workshop as well. And I was just like, well, where is this coming from? You know?
Wow.
So now this is a really cool little collaboration because she does a new box every 3 months, and she's like, okay, start figuring out what you want to put in the next box. So, and I'm looking forward to doing more of that type of stuff. In the fall, I've created a series of what I'm calling Bliss Boxes, and they'll be set boxes. So you've got like a seasonal box, a warrior box, a couples box, love your home box, and each box will have 5 products in it that are relative to that theme. And they're just going to be ongoing. And I'm really looking forward to the seasonal ones. Like I could do a Thanksgiving one, of course, Christmas one,
Sure.
and Easter one.
Sure.
But it's just, it's a really beautiful way to access my creative side of my brain and spend some time over there rather than like I spend all my time cerebral, heart,
Sure.
emotion with work. And I just wanted to be over here playing with my hands and learning in a completely different way. And it's just been fantastic.
Well, I know, Mia, I know that you have a very strong connection to the earth. I mean, you've been in the fitness industry, so, you're very much all about the outdoors and cycling and, kayaking and all of that sort of thing, and integrating really your holistic approach to living. So tell us how that sort of thought process for the Pumpkin Spice Hut has kind of helped you make that transition and sort of play a little bit more in that creative field.
Yes, thank you. Well, that actually has been a super interesting part of this journey as well, is really starting to realize what you use in your home and the amount of chemicals that are in everything
Right.
all around us,
Right.
and how simple it is to make your own stuff. Like it really is. I'm just going to share with you one of my favorite ones is my citrus cleaner. So this is super easy for everyone to do. So you just take all of your old citrus. I did oranges, lemons, limes, and grapefruits, and I eat a lot of grapefruit, so I had a lot of grapefruit rinds. And I had this huge jar, and I just packed them in there, covered them with vinegar, and let them sit for 6-7 weeks. And then I ran it through a sieve, and then added distilled water to it and 5 different essential oils. So I did bergamot,
Wow.
citrus blend, lemongrass, can't remember the other 2, eucalyptus, and made a counter cleaner, a sink cleaner. It's amazing for cutting boards. Amazing for
Wow.
cutting boards. So now I've got this beautiful, very versatile cleaner. And
Right.
then when I finished with the rinds, like after about 3 months of the rinds, you can tell they've lost their ability to release anymore. So I took them
Sure.
all out, and I actually put them on all the weeds in the backyard, because I was thinking, I don't know, what am I going to do with all these lemons and
Right.
limes now? So I just laid them on all the clover that had grown in one section, killed them all. It was awesome. So that part has been just super amazing too. Is like,
Yeah.
okay, how can I make this product as clean as possible and so it still works? So that's been fun.
Oh, that's really amazing because, it's the innovation, right? So the half the fun is probably coming up with the formulations and
Yes.
testing them out yourself to make sure that it's something that, you can put your name behind. So tell us a little bit about the marketing for the Pumpkin Spice Hut, because, you and I have had many conversations where in business, we spend all this time developing logos and corporate colors and, having an awesome business card and a website and all of those sorts of things. And I would assume that you've taken a little bit of a different approach with your Pumpkin Spice Hut.
Yes, I have. And the approach has been super organic, as in, I'm going to create a Facebook page and I'm going to create an Instagram page, and I'm just going to let it figure itself out. I'm not going to put
Right.
any more effort into it than that.
Right.
I've already had a couple magazines that have seen stuff, and they're like, "Hey, can we do a little article on you?" And in some ways, it's fantastic, and in some ways, it's
Intimidating.
well, you know what? I find it's a little bit of a reminder of how easy it is for people to spend money on external stuff, and
Right.
how difficult it is to get people to spend money on the internal environment. And
Right.
that's the only thing that I'm finding, like, oh, I wish it was this easy with coaching. If people would
True.
invest in their internal environment,
Right.
whereas people are happy to spend money on sort of the
Stuff.
external stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as fun as that, as fun as it is, that became a reality really quickly. Like, holy cow, like that just was almost effortless.
Well, the thing that I love the most about this new venture for you is that it's really taking all of your strengths and, putting them into one wonderful little package with the creativity and, the growing of your own supplies, so to speak, and the ingenuity behind the recipes, and how wonderful that you're using it as a teaching ground for your grandbaby. I mean, you've actually, you couldn't have wrapped it better or formulated it better than you actually have with this wonderful bow that sort of ties in everything that's Mia.
Yeah. And it's so cool to be able to share that with a perfect human being that hasn't been tainted by the world yet,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
really just let her, to remind her every single day she's perfect and she's amazing. And she's starting to talk now. And one of her favorite words or sayings is, I am amazing.
Aw, isn't that
And,
adorable?
and she is amazing. And
Yeah, for we all are amazing, right?
we
It's
are
like you
all
say,
amazing.
we are. We all have something amazing to offer, and I think sometimes we let life get in the way, right? And it changes our opinion of ourselves. And what you're doing is a really wonderful way of kind of reconnecting with all of the things that are important. So congratulations to you.
Thanks. Yeah, and it's going to be ever changing. I swear, as I've gotten older, I've got like adult ADD. I swear. So like I get bored like super
Yeah.
easy. So this is
Yeah.
another thing that's super fun is okay, yeah, I don't really feel like making citrus cleaner anymore, so I'm going to make
Let's
toilet
do
bowl
something
bombs or
else.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
happens to be.
exactly.
But yeah, no, I'm loving it, and I see this as a um, something that will continue to grow with
For
Kiera,
sure.
and who
For
knows.
sure.
And actually, interestingly, I I set an intention behind it because I didn't want to get bored with it. And I was like, if I set an intention, that's going to be the thing that motivates me. So the intention behind it is I'm actually going to put a third of all the money into Kiera's education fund. And I was like, oh
How
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
How
it's super fun.
awesome. How awesome. So one of the things that we do, because I know that you shared your current business as a coach and as an author and a speaker in our guest blog. And so I'm interested to hear if your 3 words of advice are the same now as they were when you originally shared your post. And they are patience, determination, and collaboration.
Can I add one?
Absolutely.
Because I still believe in patience and determination and collaboration. The word I would add is intention.
Ah,
Yeah, I feel so strongly, and so much of the work that I'm doing now with clients is shifting them from goals and manifesting into intention, like to create the overarching feeling of what it is that they're wanting to create in the world, as opposed, I find a lot of the goal setting, of course, it comes from a very strong doing,
sure.
and it has to, of course. When you have a beautiful intention behind the doing
Is easier.
the and it has a very different look. Yeah,
Yeah.
so whatever the intention might be, um, I would add that to it. What is my intention? What is the intention behind this? What do I intend to create? What is my intention moving forward? What do I intend to take out into the world? Those types of questions I think are pretty powerful.
Well, I want to thank you very much for spending some time with us and sharing the Pumpkin Spice Hut and your wonderful new venture with your urban hut at the end of the driveway. And I'm going to set an intention, actually, that you and I are going to reconnect in a year. And you're going to
Yes.
tell us the new developments with your side hustle. And I have a feeling that perhaps we're going to see some really amazing things coming from the Pumpkin Spice Hut.
Thank you. I've got a fun little tagline with it. It's called Goods in the Hood, because I live in
Oh,
the
I love
neighborhood.
it. I love it. I love
The
it.
goods in the hood. Well, thank you
Well,
so much for just shining a little spotlight on my labor of love, and
I will
I hope it
certainly do that.
inspires. I hope it inspires other people to maybe take that final step towards
For sure. For
creating
sure.
their own
Bringing
side
their own
hustle.
side hustle to life, right?
Yeah, and on that, I mean, if they went and listened to our little
Workshop.
our workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of tools in there for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mia.
Thank you.
And to our viewing and listening audience, I hope you enjoyed the introduction today to the person behind the logo with Mia Jerritt. And if you have a story that you would like to share with us, please feel free to visit shareyourstories.online and join us with your business story. Thank you.